Hi guys, welcome back to my class. I am Miss Anne. This is mathematics class, and today we are looking at the place value of numbers. But much more specifically, we're looking at the place value of whole numbers. It's going to be a really fun, interesting, and simple class. So stick around and let's learn. Alright, so what is place value? Place value of a digit is the value of a digit based on its position within a number. It might sound like a lot of words, but let me break it down. So to simply put, place value simply means the value of a digit based on where that digit is. Remember that you have digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So whether you call it 900, you call it 90, you call it 9,000, it depends on where that number 9 is standing within a number set. That is what place value is all about. So let's look at an example real quick. Okay, so see this example over here. I have the number 4074. 4074. So you can see I have two fours. Like digit 4 is standing in two positions. 4 is standing in the ones place, and then I have another 4 standing in the thousands place. But even though they are the same digit 4, I won't call them the same thing because they are not standing in the same spot. They are standing in different positions. So you can see that the first 4 is standing in the ones position, or what you call the units. So I just call it 4. But then again, the second 4 is standing in the position of the thousands place. So I'm going to call that 4,000. So this is what I was talking about. That's what place value is all about. So simply based on the position where that number is standing, that determines the name that you call that number. So 7 is standing in the tens position, and that's why I call it 70. So 70 and 4, 74. But assuming 7 was standing in the position of 4, which is in the ones place, I will call it 7. And if 7 was also standing in the position of the thousands place, I would call it 7,000. So place value simply means the value of a digit based on its position, based on where that number is standing. So let's look at the place value chart. So the place value chart simply talks about the various positions that a digit can occupy. So the smallest or the lowest position is what you call the ones place or the units place. So if I call it ones, if I call it units, I'm talking about the same thing. So the ones position followed by the tens. After tens, we have hundreds. After hundreds, we have thousands, 10,000s, 100,000. I have million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion, and it goes on and on and on like that. But the smallest position or the smallest place that a number can occupy is what you call the ones position or the units position. So over here I have the number 1 million because 1 is standing in the position of million. That is why I called it 1 million. So 1,283,915. 1,283,915. So all of these digits have their name based on the position that they each occupy. So quickly looking at another example, I have the number 37,968. So we want to talk about the place value of each of these digits in this number. So when you want to identify the place value of a digit, you start from the back, because remember I said that the ones position is the smallest position. That's the lowest position that a number can occupy, and the ones position is at the back. So when identifying the place value of a number, you start from the back. Do not start from the front, because the ones position is situated at the back, the end of the number. So starting from the back, I have 8, and 8 is occupying the ones position. So 8 times 1 gives me 8. So therefore the number of the name of digit 8 is simply 8. Now moving on, I have 6, and 6 is standing in the tens position. So 6 times 10 gives me 60. So the name of that digit is not going to be 6 but 60. After 6, I have 9, and 9 is standing in the hundredths position. So I have 9 times 100, and that gives me 900. So the name of that digit 9 in this number is going to be 900. And I have 7 in the thousands place, so 7 times 1,000, and that gives me 7,000. So the value and the name of digit 7 in this number is 7,000. Next, I have the 10,000th position, and the number standing in the 10,000th position is 3. So 3 times 10,000, that gives me 30,000. So the name of digit 3, or the value of digit 3, is going to be 30,000. So when I add up all of those numbers, the number gives me 37,968. So that is place value of a number. So you can see that place value is really, really easy. All you have to do is to be able to remember the different positions that a number can occupy. So look, let's try to identify the place value of these underlying digits. So I have 92,735. So starting from the back, 5 is in the ones place, but my underlying digit is 3. So let's move on. 3 is standing in the tens position. So 3 times 10 gives me 30. So the value of 3 in this number is 30. The next example, I have 84,949,782. And the underlying digit is 4. You can see that I have two digits 4, but they're talking about the one that is standing in the millions position. So by the time I start identifying the place value of these numbers from the back, I start from 2. 2 is in the ones place, 8 is in the tens place, 7 is in the hundreds place, 9 is in the thousands place, 4 is in the 10,000s place. So that 4 over there is 40,000. 9, the second 9 is in the 100,000 place. So that 9 over there is 900,000. Then I finally have 4, and 4 is standing in the millions position. So 4 times 1 million, and that gives me 4 million. So the value of that 4 in this number is 4 million. Then the next example, I have 218,452,557. So starting from the back, I have 7 in ones position, 5 in tens position, 5 in 500 position. Then I have 2 in thousands position, that is 2,000. I have 5 in 10,000 position, that is 50,000. I have 4 in 100,000 position, that is 400,000. I have 8 in the millions position, that is 8 million. Then I have 1 in the 10 millions position, so that gives me 10 million. So the value of 1 in this number is 10 million. So 1 times 10 million, and that gives me 10 million. So with all of the examples and all of the explanation, I want to believe that we understand what place value is all about. So place value simply talks about the value of a digit based on the position of that digit within a given number. Okay, so the name you are going to call a digit is based on where that number is standing. And we said the smallest digit, the smallest or the lowest place value is the ones or units position. So ones, tens, hundred, thousand, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, billion, 10 billion, 100 billion, trillion, 10 trillion, 100 trillion, and so on and so forth. So now it's your turn. So I want you to identify the place value of the underlying digit. So the first number I have 219. 78,219, and the underlying digit there is 8. So tell me the value and the name of that 8 based on the position it's standing. Now we have 891,356, and the underlying digits there is 8. So tell me what is going to be the name and the value of this 8, and what position is 8 standing in. Then lastly, I have 49,037,209, and my underlying digit there is 4. So you are going to tell me what is the value and the name of that digit 4 in this number, and what position is that 4 standing in. And with that, we have come to the end of today's mathematics class on place value of whole numbers. So I had a lot of fun teaching this class. I hope you had a lot of fun listening and watching, and I hope you learned something today. And I'm very sure you can identify the place value of any digit in a given number set. So we've come to the end of today's mathematics class. See you next class. Bye.